Hi everyone and welcome to another Doctor Who figure review by me, Meg Shorts, and as you can see today I'm going to be reviewing on the brand new figures from Wave 1C and also Wave 2D of the Series 6 figure line, and as you can see it is the incredibly creepy Peg Soldier from the episode Night Terrors. Now I got this figure recently from Boots for £10. I was really happy to get it because it was a figure that I'd been looking for quite a while. By far the creepiest Series 6 figure yet, in my opinion. Really nice addition to my collection though, by far one of my favourite Series 6 figures so far as well. Be reviewing him just in the same way that I review all the other figures. So first of all we're going to quickly take a look at the packaging he came in and then take a closer look at the figure itself. Now the packaging for the Peg Soldier figure is pretty much just standard Series 6 figure packaging. You've got the transparent plastic in the middle showing the figure inside, along with a card at the bottom which shows the new Doctor Who logo and the name of the figure. It also tells you a little bit of information about the figure at the top. And on the back it shows you all of the 5 figures from Wave 1C of the line. Then you've got the same usual product and company information at the bottom. Okay, so that's it for the packaging, and now we shall take a closer look at the Peg Soldier. Okay, so here we have the Peg Soldier from the episode Night Terrors. Now, the Peg Soldier didn't actually get as much screen time as quite a few other Peg dolls in the episode. He appeared more towards the end of the episode at the scene of the climax, and I think that was all we saw of him in the episode. But he was one of my favourites out of all the Peg dolls because of his very interesting outfit. This figure is made from a completely new sculpt, so it doesn't share any features from previous figures from the Doctor Who action figure line. And now, as usual, we're going to take a closer look at the detailed paintwork and sculpting of this figure. Now, if we just quickly do a size comparison with this figure to a Series 5 11th Doctor figure, we can see that he is about an inch or so taller. Now, the Peg Soldier figure, when I first got him, I thought that he was much taller than I thought he would be, but standing next to this 11th Doctor figure, he does look around the right size, and the size of him is definitely accurate, because in the episode Night Terrors, even though the Peg Soldiers were just actually little living dolls about the size of these actual action figures, they did stand quite a lot taller than the Doctor, George and Amy when they were miniaturised into George's big toy mansion in the episode. So the size difference between them is quite nice and accurate. Okay, so first of all we shall take a look at the Peg Soldier's head sculpt. Now, as you can see, he's wearing a great big black pirate or admiral hat. It's just pretty basic, it's not actually detailed, but it is very nice and accurate. In the episode, I do think it was dark blue though, because I have seen some pictures of the actual Peg Soldier from the episode, and he did appear to be wearing a dark blue hat, but to be honest, I do prefer it being black. It's really nice. It isn't removable on the figure though, because it doesn't really need to be. Obviously got that gap in the middle there and the creases, which help to make it look very lifelike. Looks pretty much just the same on the back really. And then if we take a look at the Peg Soldier's face, we can see that this is a far more detailed part of the figure, but also a very creepy part of the figure. If we take a look at it up close, we can see those black pupilless eyes. Then you've got those little pink splashes of paint on the cheeks, which do help to make them look rosy, and as you can see, they have been painted with tiny little dots, and which I think look really nice up close. Then you've got some marks of brown paint on his face to make him look old and battered like he should do. Also notice that you've got the ears sculpted onto the head, which are really nice features, because I didn't really notice them on the actual Peg dolls in the episode. All those paint splashes you see on this figure's face were actually on the figure on this episode. It isn't to do with bad quality control or anything. They really do help to make the figure look even more lifelike and also very accurate. And then if we take a look at his hair, we can see that this is a really nice part of the figure as well. It's been sculpted really well. You can see all those individual hairs which go into his bow just in the middle of the screen there. Really like the way it's been painted. It's been painted black on one layer, then grey over the top, which really does help to show that nice detail and sculpting work. Really nice accurate colours. The Peg Soldier did have black hair in the episode. Really do like this grey wash over the top. Really does help to make the hair stand out a bit more, especially with that black hat being on the top. And that's it for the head sculpt, and now we should take a look at his clothes. Okay, so if we take a look at the clothing the Peg Soldier is wearing on his torso, we can see that he has a red jacket with 2 white braces going over the top. I think they are meant to be braces, but if not, please just let me know in the comment section below. The red jacket is a really nice part of the figure. It's been painted really nicely, and it has been sculpted very nicely as well. If we take a look at the right sleeve, we can see that it has loads of creases on it, helping to make the figure look even more lifelike. If we take a look at the middle of his jacket, we can see that pink section which he had on it in the episode, with those 2 nice golden buttons on either side. All parts of the jacket have been painted really nicely on this figure. It just looks so nice and realistic. There's also quite a bit of nice detail on the back of the jacket as well. As you can see, you've got those 2 golden buttons in the middle there, along with some more creases. Now we can see the golden button on his one and only sleeve. And now we shall take a closer look at his very interesting left arm. Now, the left arm of this Peg Soldier figure is a really interesting part of the figure, because as we can see, it is not covered by any sleeve at all. It is made from a very bendy plastic, so you can sort of pose it around quite a lot, but I wouldn't recommend bending it too much, because it could break quite easily if you bend it quite a lot, but it does make it even more fun to play with. It is actually a really nicely detailed part of the figure, and definitely one of my favourite parts of the figure, because it just looks really unusual and very interesting. It really does look like it has been made out of string, because it's got that really realistic bumpy texture, the knot in the shoulder at the top there, and the knot where the lower arm comes into place. And if we take a closer look at his left hand, we can see that this is also a very highly detailed part of the figure. It's been painted with a very pale brown colour, and it does have this fantastic wooden texture, which helps to make the figure feel even more creepy and lifelike. These little dark brown cuts you can see on the left hand of this figure have actually been cut into the sculpt rather than just painted on, and when you rub your fingers over this Peg Soldier's left hand, you will feel these little marks, and it just makes the figure seem even more realistic and even more creepy, because feeling this wooden texture on the figure really does sort of make you think that you've got a real mini version of the Peg Soldier living in your house. The right hand is also pretty much the same, so you can expect the same great level of detail on that as well. Okay, so here we have the shoes and the trousers of the Peg Soldier figure. As you can see, his trousers are just a basic white colour. They have plenty of creases on them though, which help to make them look very lifelike. His shoes are mainly black, but as you can see, they have also got the detail of the silver buckles going over the top, and they have also got this brown wash going over the top of them, helping to make them look very dirty and also a bit dusty. So, from head to toe, the Peg Soldier really is quite a highly detailed figure, and also a very creepy one. I think the detail on this figure is absolutely superb. I think whoever has made this figure has done an absolutely superb job of making it look really realistic and creepy, with that great sculpting work and the fantastic accurate paintwork. Really like the detail on his creepy face, and also that of his very interesting bendy left arm, which is definitely one of the most interesting parts of the figure. Don't think the paintwork on this figure could be improved in any way, and I think this figure has just as much detail as it really needs. And that is all I have to say for the detail and paintwork for now. And now we shall take a look at this figure's articulation. Okay, articulation. His head can turn from side to side. It is also on a ball joint, so it can move up and down, so you can recreate those jerky head movements that he did in the episode, because in the episode the peg dolls were pretty much just rag dolls and their heads were sort of moving all over the place when they were chasing the Doctor, Amy and Rory, and also the other characters. His left arm can move outwards, turn a bit, but he can't really do anything else apart from bend. The right arm can also do the same, but it can do a 360-degree turn, swivel at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and also the hand can do a 360-degree turn as well. Lower body articulation, you can turn from the waist a bit, can't do a 360-degree turn though, but that doesn't really matter in my opinion. Legs can move up and down from the top as usual, bend at the knees and also the feet. Okay, so that was all the articulation of the Peg Soldier figure. The articulation on this figure is absolutely brilliant. Really like the fact that it's got a ball jointed head and also ball jointed shoulders. The ball jointed head works really well in creating those jerky head movements that he and the other Peg dolls did during the episode Night Terrors. And if I was to say a summary of my thoughts on the Peg Soldier figure, I'd say that I think he is a absolutely brilliant addition to my Doctor Who figure collection. By far the creepiest Series 6 figure so far in my opinion, but by far one of the best with all the brilliant detail and paintwork that he has, making him a very realistic and accurate figure. As I said before, the sculpting of this figure is also brilliant as well, especially on his hair and also on his left arm. And also, as I said before, I think the articulation on this figure is great the way it is. So if I was to give the Peg Soldier figure a rating out of 10, I'd quite happily give him a 10 out of 10. By far one of my favourite Series 6 figures and a great addition to my collection, and also one that I'd highly recommend to anyone out there that is currently collecting Doctor Who Series 6 figures. And that is pretty much all I have to say for my review of the Peg Soldier from Night Terrors. Hope we see some more Peg doll figures in the future, as I'd quite happily welcome them into my collection after being so happy with this particular Peg Soldier figure. And yeah, thanks for watching this review, YouTubers. Hope you've enjoyed watching it, and my next review will be of the Cybermats from Wave 1C of this Series 6 figure line. And if you wish to share your views or comments on this figure, please feel free to do so in the comment section below, or in any video responses that you may wish to make. Thanks for watching this review, YouTubers, and I shall see you again soon.